Hi, guys. Welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. I'm life coach JJ Joshua at jj4insight.com. Today, I want to talk about yes, we can do hard things. Anybody who's watching this has lived through 2020 so far. So, we've already done a lot of hard stuff this year that we never thought we'd have to do. We can do hard things. And I'm going to offer 4 tips on how to handle hard things, especially if you're feeling a little overwhelmed. A lot of my clients, friends, and just the media is talking about being worried about getting through the 2020, 2021 winter season. The first full COVID winter for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, and about holiday things that we can't do anymore, and how to stay healthy when I still don't feel comfortable going to the gym. So how do we get through the winter? It might be a harder winter, and so today I want to talk about we can do hard things and how to do them with a little bit more support. And this whole idea today was inspired by a 35-pound 4-foot long fish. That's right, a chum salmon. I live here so gratefully in the Pacific Northwest. And this weekend, I had the amazing opportunity to just in a city park here in Bellingham with a bridge, was able to stand over Whatcom Creek and watch, best guess, 1,000 or more chum salmon trying to get up river, swimming upstream. And this wasn't like a little languid little stream. This was a raging torrential creek with big boulders, like 4 or 5 feet high, that these guys were trying to jump over. And we were right there, could look right down on them. And I was thinking about our journey this year, like swimming upstream, right? Now, those salmon don't know this, but I don't think they know it, but when they get to their spawning grounds, they will die after this long journey of swimming upstream. Well, you know what? So are we. At the end of our journey, we're going to die. Nobody gets out of this life alive. And a lot of the time, we're swimming upstream against heavy currents. So, how can we do this? How can we do hard things a little easier? So, if you've been following me for any length of time, you'll hear me often say that in order to integrate and activate true change in your life, we need to do it on all 4 levels: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. That's the PEMS, PEMS, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. So I'm going to talk about get moving, get help, get real, and get light. Get moving, get help, get real, and get light. So we're going to start with the physical level. Get moving. Take any tiny little action toward strengthening yourself for the winter or for whatever hard thing it is that you're facing right now. Take some tiny little action, tiny, or literally go for a walk. Get outside, breathe air. So deal with your physical body by giving it good rest and get moving. Take a tiny little action and move. On the next step for the emotional body is ask for help, get support. For example, one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life is completely change my entire relationship with food. Every habit I ever have had around food, I changed in the last almost 4 years. Now, I had tried for 20 years, 22 years, to change my food life. And I'd lost weight and I'd gained it back. And I'd, get on and off sugar. And I went through this over and over and over. But what was different when I really became successful, when I got adequate support, educated support, and just, friends and buddies to support me through a major life change. So first thing you do is get moving when you're working with something that's hard, then get help or support, professional or otherwise. We cannot do hard things alone. And I'm thinking right now of those salmon. If there was just one little salmon working his way up the river, I don't know if that would even be possible. The energy of all those fish, I mean, they were so tight together, you guys, they were touching sides. All the fish going in the same direction, it does make a difference. The third one is get real. What I mean by getting real is maybe this hard thing that you're thinking is hard is really not that hard. So step back a little bit, get objective about it, and make a plan. Things that you can do daily, weekly, and monthly to help you move through the winter season or anything else in your life that feels like a big, hard thing to do. Make a plan. So we're going to get moving. We're going to get support and get help. We're going to get real with what's ahead of us. And the fourth one is get light. We must access the spiritual level. We cannot solve a problem from the same mind that created it, Einstein says, and you'll hear me say that many, many times. That is the energetic foundation for my coaching practice, is in order to affect major change, you've got to go to a different mind than created it. So get light. How do we get light? If you don't have a formal spiritual path, no problem. One of the fastest ways to get light into your life is to be kind. Do an act of kindness for someone else or yourself. It's really kind of more fun to do it for someone else. An act of kindness and also the practice of gratitude will bring light into your body and will actually change your neural pathways when you're focusing on kindness and gratitude. That's how we get light. So I wish you the very, very best with your hard things, and a wonderful holiday and winter season ahead of us here in the world. And know that you can do this. Look back at something that you have done in your life that was really, really hard. What worked? How did you do it? And in some cases, this is coming from a life coach, an intentional life coach of 25 years, a very high-tech term. Sometimes we just muddle through. We just muddle. Somehow we get through, but we did get through it. So celebrate, step back and think about at least 3 things in your life that were really hard that you accomplished. And maybe it took you in a slightly different trajectory than you thought you would be, but you did it. So celebrate your wins. Check out what worked. Yes, we've got this. We can do hard things. So I so appreciate you clicking in today. As always, be kind to your mind, and ta-ta for now.